with Ray Clay.
Gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls welcome latest fans to the Chicago Stadium. Bulls! Barkley. A 6'7" forward from Oklahoma State, Richard Dumas. 10 from Old Dominion, Mark Webb. At one guard, Dan Marley. With Johnson. Westfall, assisted by Lionel. 6'7" forward from Central Arkansas. The man on Bill Cagra. DJ Armstrong. For Carolina, at guard, 6'6", Michael Jordan. The head coach of the Bulls is Phil Jackson.
Salas for our reports from the sideline with Ahmad Rashad and Hannah Storm. First to Ahmad.
He's in pain, especially when he extends his arm after his shots. But if you ask him how he feels, he simply says, "I feel good," and says it with a smile. Marv?
Yes, thanks, Hannah. Charles does the most unique way in preparing for the NBA Finals.
Thing Michael Jackson has to worry about.
All right, Hugh Evans, Ed T.
KJ, and after 62 minutes, he may need some help tonight.
Johnson finding Mark West by himself. Missed assignment by the Bulls. Pippen with the recovery. Try to hit Cartwright, but Barkley.
One player, two players go to the corner. No one rotates underneath West for the score.
Back to the live action. Barkley backs in, faces a double team. Dumas is open. Dumas had a strange game on Sunday. 3 shots. Cartwright double team. Great with the Suns 4. Marley had his left hand moved off by Jordan. Dumas to the reverse. Richard Dumas has been getting the good start early. That has here in the early going. Phoenix 6 and Chicago 2. Michael Jordan hitting on his first attempt.
Used to run it off of picks, and they set a pick on him.
Dumas with a beautiful way to beat Pippen, set up by Barkley.
Double team with Horace Grant. It was a team that was a difficult one because the floor was so spread as Michael goes to the basket. Horace Grant tips it in. What happened was
Chicago on Friday night, and the Suns want to make it a game 6 back in Phoenix on Sunday. Michael Jordan is 2 of 3. Marley gets down, so the Suns on the transition and lead 10-8.
Michael shoots a jump shot. The man
Michael Jordan fought that time because Marley's not got.
Goes back. Pippen all the way. Bulls and Pippen works his way inside. Scottie Pippen
Used to playing these Chicago Bull players. They used to playing there, so now they're gonna have to get used to that.
A timeout is taken. 6-0 run for Chicago.
The move on the baseline goes up strong to the rim, but the defense by Chicago, Grant does not agree. Goes after Bill Oates, the official, and lets him know. It looks like Oates ready to hit him with a technical foul. Instead, he lets it go and walks away. You need to remember.
And Pippen was thrown out. Chicago game to the Knicks 96-91. Knicks had a 2. The trigger-happy situation as Johnson forced it. The Suns. Is it your feeling that the league would prefer is a solid reason for it? Cartwright not able to hit. Grant with a straight tip. Well, the Bulls have to like the intensity they're getting here as Armstrong.
Point of emphasis for Phoenix, keep Chicago off the offensive boards, and that's their main man, Horace.
Checking in for the three-point land. Miller. Barkley. Trial possession. And the Bulls now lead.
Quick shot when he first came down. Steal this time by Richard Dumas in transition.
Behind the back and hits. What a move by Rich.
Pull it out, reverse the basketball. One of the things.
Pick and roll resulting in the turnover. Pippen for Armstrong. Dumas. Yes. Dumas. Richard Dumas, 5 out of 6.
Since Richard Dumas is playing so well, it's going to be interesting to see if Paul...
To that foul call against the Suns. It was called to the line only 9 times during that triple overtime. The Suns.
Line, they shot so few, only 9 attempts in game number 3 that Michael may have forgotten how to shoot them.
Right, played by Barkley. Jordan, yes. Points for Michael Jordan. And
that low block, that's where he caught it that time. Easy jumper for him.
Charles Barkley icing his elbow too. Pippen gets inside.
If you get Michael down low enough, the double team can't get there soon enough, he'll just shoot it over top of Kevin Johnson. And then this isn't just putting Pam in transition, Miller trying to guard him. No way we pull this out, we score.
Not too many teams have been asked to come back from a triple overtime loss. How difficult was it for Phil Jackson coming back from that 3 overtime?
And I think Paul Westphal wanted to get Kevin back down there.
Kevin Johnson able to lead 23-18. The Bulls have hit their last 5 shots. They are 11 of 18. Here is Jordan. Now Jordan guarded by Dumas. Over to help, it leaves Pippen open. And Pippen goes to the hoop.
No interior defense.
His contribution has been zero. Early entrance though for McRae. Barkley getting on Pippen, and Charles with his second goal. He has 4. The Bulls 25 and the Suns 22. Bulls have hit their last 7 as Michael Jordan makes it.
Would have put Chambers on Grant before he was just taken out. Chambers can't change ends of the... Who does McRae play? Does he play Dumas? Doesn't matter. Right now they just switched back and put McRae on Barkley, then Pippen ran over to Tim.
Bulls have led by as many as 7. Michael Jordan on target. He's 5 out of 8. Inside. On the run. Chambers getting back. The lead for Pippen. 11 seconds left.
And him holding off was a little too hard. He shoved him in the head. There's the push to the ground. That's no accident.
Called a flagrant foul on B.J. Armstrong. Time running out. The sore elbow of you ever suffer from telestrator elbow, Czar? No, there's John Paxson. Marley with the rebound. Nice fake on McRae. Suns now trail 31-29 on the Chicago front. And Jordan is being guarded by Marley. Jordan.
Coming out of the timeout that Chicago went with McRae over King. A nice backdoor pass. Chicago had gone with
McRae has played in this series. Seldom used during the season. Jordan, yes, it counts.
Jordan feels he can beat Dan Marley off the dribble any he wants to, and he does it right there, scoop it for 2. Now, that's the reason he switched KJ and put KJ on him in game 3, and now you can see
from the line, Chambers was called for that foul.
Trying to beat you down the court and score at will on you.
Now Barkley facing the triple team.
Charles was so concerned about McRae coming down top that he lost sight of Stacey King from behind him.
George Keane, the Bulls lead 35 to 30 per game, leading the NBA. Second shooting at 49%. Here's Chambers. Yes, Michael lead.
Well, they felt that in game 3, because they were pushing the ball up early, and they're trying to do that again. Barkley with the steal.
Well, Charles had that dive, and he's tied the game at 35. Had some words of advice.
He's just letting them know that he's here to try to win a championship. This is a very interesting game. You felt that the Bulls were going to take advantage of the situation because they came out strong. Now here comes Phoenix back strong.
Let's go back a moment ago to Michael, who's made a decision here, a concerted effort to go to the basket, 7 for 11. Michael, that he wants to play in this game as well. The best for a guy that's stepping up in the passing lane and then taking it the length of the floor.
Strong start for Michael Jordan. He's hit for 15 points, although not have a usual Michael Jordan type game on Sunday night. It has been a splendid playoff run for Michael. I asked him, is this the best that he's played all season long?
I think it has been, because I think what's at stake is a little bit more challenging than what was at stake going through the 82 games. You know what I mean? Once you go through it a certain amount of times, you have a monotony that's there today or at this particular time, and I think that's helped me elevate my game.
3 minutes gone by in the second, and the Bulls now lead 37-35. Here's Jordan. Team for Jordan. Watson looking to spot up. Jordan. Well, Phil Jackson told us after practice yesterday he wanted Michael to the rim, and that has been the case here in the first half.
Well, he certainly elevates his game here, and then that was so good he decided to come back again and try it with the left. Watch him immediately. Where's my help? Come on, guys, close the lane down. But a little too late.
Believe that I read in a Chicago paper today that one of the sports writers said that he looked like he's getting old because he couldn't finish and win the game for him in Game 3.
How quickly they forget.
Michael Jordan points in the second quarter, and he has 20 of the Bulls' 40. Of the Bulls paying dividends here. West for Barkley, and he's
Shaky getting the ball over the half-court line, but then on the three-point line or Barkley inside, he picked out Barkley on the inside. They get you to run, and then they'll thread the needle in the heart of the defense.
Barkley on the line for the first touch. Well, Chicago 65% from the floor. West cuts it to a three. Suns are shooting 50%.
Well, Westbrook, I would think, feels pretty to play KJ on Michael a whole lot so far, and they're still close enough. If he needs him a lot in the second half, he should be fresh.
Michael Jordan, 10, 14, 23 points.
The smaller KJ goes down the baseline, then just intends to elevate over the top and win the long baseball pass, something that must be there in the scouting report.
Gets to the line for the first time, 71% free throw shooter. Continues against Jordan. Miller sitting down, and it's Dumas against Jordan. Foul call, Dumas using the
Paul felt Michael's been getting down the baseline. Let me put a bigger guy, a more athletic guy, to perhaps challenge his shot.
Here's Jordan. Gambled, went for the steal, and foul.
That's one of the reasons why Richard Dumas is not on the floor at the end now recently, because he gambles a lot defensively. He put team defense down, goes for the steal, misses. It leads to an easy 2 free throws.
Kevin Johnson called for the foul, reaching in. Remember Michael Barkley. Look out. It is Phoenix ball. Hugh Evans hanging in after the contact. Jordan, and still able to make the call. 59 remaining in this first half. Jordan trying to save it. Makes contact with the official Hugh Evans. It will be Phoenix possession.
Him on the first step, so he would resort to backing down, trying to shoot on top of Kevin Johnson. The difference, Marley, the difference in foot speed in tonight's game, he goes right around there, Marley.
Make some room in between them and Phoenix. Every time they've gotten a Phoenix, they come right back and tie the game.
Jordan guarded by Johnson.
Paxson covered the backcourt correctly for him, covered Dumas.
West working hard for the shot. Is 3 for 3, 6 points. The Bulls now lead 45-43.
Couldn't beat KJ off the dribble on that first step. KJ did a good job keeping him.
Jordan with some room. 11 of 6. Phoenix getting back. Paxson for 3. Yes. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's pass deflected, handled by Grant. Now the Bulls.
Chicago has got their half-court offense going the game. Phoenix must now find out what are they going to do in their half-court to come Michael Jordan.
Go the when KJ guards Michael Jordan, penetration. He does a pretty good job here taking away the lane. So Michael pulls back out, but he's using screens to free himself up. Now he has the jumper over the top of KJ. KJ just not big enough.
Soprano by Gallo.
Yes, a lot of soprano in
The offensive boards, Ahmad mentioned that Phil Jackson's doing all the scoring. You got to get the other Chicago.
Well, what happened with Phoenix's side in terms of offensive rebound, see, you got all
Series at 2. Jordan. Barkley backing Grant. Strong. Charles Barkley.
And Charles, very smart.
Johnson.
See, I didn't like that, Marley.
Horace Grant, 8 points and rebounds. A terrific first half. Horace all defensive second team, but he's first to admit. Now Michael Jordan will get a rest. 27 points for Michael. 11 of 17 from the field. This is back. Horace Grant, the first to admit when people say he's the best defensive power forward of the game, he said maybe an excellent defender and has had a very strong player.
And grab all the defensive boards.
Nice pass. Barkley foul from the line. Suns now 8 of 10 from the foul line. Bulls.
More important for Phoenix in these last 2 minutes and 26 seconds than it is for Chicago.
Hearing it from the crowd as he backs his way. Now here's a 3 attempt by Marley.
And Barkley got the double team he wanted.
And again, Danny Ainge able to get to this ball. Here's Marley spotting up for another 3. Yes!
Point.
A timeout taken by the Bulls with a minute. Bulls 0 for the last 6. Michael Jordan has returned and they do it. 29 by Grant. With the block. Jordan around Marley. Jordan all the way!
Michael is dangerous when he gets the rebound and he can go coast to coast. He's going to dunk on 2 guys.
What a lane opens up. No one closes down.
Grant called for that loose ball foul. Barkley will go to the line.
It's just an empty feeling if you're Dan Marley. Seeing Mike, you're backing up, you're on your heels, you turn for help, and there's no one there.
Well, remember when I was telling you, he did not come at anybody with a head of steam because he was tired. What's dangerous when he's coming at you with a head of steam, he can go left, right.
2 days of rest certainly helping Michael. Did play some golf, I'm told. Yes, he won points in this first half. 20 of the 31 here in the second quarter. He has 13 field goals. That is 1 field goal, a finals record, most field goals in 1 half. That is shared by Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. Bulls lead by that.
Well, the only thing Michael hasn't done in the first half is come up with a steal and
Beat Chicago in transition. Barkley tried the 3.
so sure with the time remaining. It was just at 29 seconds when Charles went up for the shot. Might have been better for him to run it down. As you said, Magic, they should be feeling good more down. They could have run it down right to the end and given Chicago very little time to try and get him.
That has not been one of Charles's fortes, shooting from down. 14 for 20, has 33 points, final seconds, Marley, yes, and the 4-point play, the 3-pointer baby, and he's fouled by Jordan, with 7/10 of a second remaining in the half.
Well, I tell you, Dan Marley has become a shooter in the NBA now. Shoot with any distance, he wanted to drive, look at here. He takes the foul and still not only can shoot, but he's also big and strong where he can take the foul and still knock it down. And he just wanted to drive. And that's what shows you what hard work will do for you.
Barkley gets it with 13 points. He's hit 3 from long range from 3-point territory. Michael Jordan, 14 in the first half. 22 of the 33 in the quarter, and he has tied an NBA Finals record. A record that he shares with Isaiah Thomas, most field goals in a half. Back to Chicago Stadium, the usual sellout across the street will be open for business. Barkley from Marley, Suns move within 1 with a show the ball move on West. Grant shooting. Oh, Bull 63. The Suns.
And not offensively. Whoever wins the game will be because of defense.
Armstrong pushing down. Jordan for three.
Try to hold it up there with one hand, that's what happens.
Pippen.
He's telling the team, what are you doing? Let's stick with offense. Let's stick with what's got us back into this game.
Maybe against the aggressive double team, and when you turn it over against Chicago, they come back at you quickly and score.
So fives in this game, 4 of the best of 7. Game 1, it was Jordan with 31 pip. Victory for the Bulls. They did it in game 2 in Phoenix. Cartwright. Charles Barkley, 6 of 13. Michael Jordan, once again with the extension. Once again taking it to the basket.
But see, this is what happens when you got so many guys trying to that's not used to guarding. He just takes Dumas, head fakes him to the baseline, come back to the middle, and
if you go back to the first half, we showed you him crossing over right to left. That gave you a little zigzag dribble. He started with the cross, going back to the right hand to come down the lane.
It'll be Chicago ball with 17 on the 24. Out of 5 on the 24. Out of 3. Jordan. And Barkley with the rebound. Pops it down. Dumas ahead of the field. The Bulls 68 and the Suns 62. Richard
Way to Dumas for the score.
Timbers will replace Mark West. Bill Cartwright looking for Williams has replaced Bill Cartwright. Jordan around Dumas. Yes! And it counts!
The bigger man on Jordan Dumas is good, except he's got to guard him off the dribble, which is bad. Richard Dumas cannot play. Bigger man on Jordan Dumas is good, except he's got to guard him off the dribble, which is bad. Richard Dumas.
I'm sorry, Mike, but no way can you put a man on Michael Jordan because Michael has too many.
Now Marley guarding Jordan. This also there. Pippen. Oh, he was Scottie Pippen takes advantage of the double team. Pippen has 14. The Bulls lead by 10. Johnson. Raritan Johnson. That's only his second field goal.
Reward him every so often, and when he takes off and runs the floor, it's 10, and Michael sees.
Miller sets the pick. Johnson slicing through. Nice setup. Chambers.
But he can also block shots, as Mike pointed.
Miller called for his third. When we come back following this timeout, Harris leading by 8. 8 for 10 when he has taken it to the basket. 8 of 14 with the jump shot. In effect, he has been red hot no matter what. Jackson wanted him to put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. He has 39 points. 1 scored by the current general manager of the Los Angeles Clippers,
Charles Barkley.
Bulls fortunate to get it back. Here's Jordan. And again, Jordan with it. Armstrong for 3.
The NBA this past regular season.
Johnson rejected by Kevin Johnson. Words between Charles.
Well, it's the first time that 2 skirmishes now. This one by Barkley and Pippen, and the other one by
Barkley and Pippen having words at close range. You thought it was wrong during the series. Barkley and Jordan, who are friendly, to have dinner, spend that much time together. Williams called foul.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is that you have to have some dislike for the team if you're going to try to win the championship. And now this series is fine. They all came over. Both the Phoenix Suns and the Chicago Bulls was at Michael Jordan. I never went out to dinner with any of the guys. I always felt they were the other team, and you had to keep it like that.
Yes, we feel the same way. Some type of situation.
As long as he's paying for it.
Barkley hit.
Same thing that he's doing with the New York Knicks, and Michael Jordan is able to drive here in this series anytime he wants to.
All right, Miller down. So that would tie in with guys are friendly. It'll be unlikely as Jordan tries to slice through, and he is fouled. Jordan has been able to drive the lane, but with a no rule, he would pay. But it's unlikely would be the one to make him pay.
Right, here he comes in and he went in. Yeah, well, what happened is his teammates were look to see if he would take Michael out in terms of just hard fouling. And normally when you're friends, you might not do that.
I mentioned that last game, Charles Barkley played so many minutes against Bill Cartwright in the fourth quarter.
Barkley Williams. And a foul as Charles Barkley lands on the fault for the foul. Oh, Charles talking it up with Chicago Bulls fans at courtside. Looked like he...
Barkley gives the little reverse dribble, drop step. The whistle is late, but you'd rather have it correct if there's body contact.
Barkley 7 with some extracurricular activity. Don't read lips now, guy.
But that's Charles Barkley at his best. You know, he loved to...
It's no different here than it was in Barcelona, where the people in the arena in some of the countries made...
Series against Seattle. Michael Jordan will do it on the road to get himself back involved. Jordan for Grant. Yep. The Bulls lead 70. Barkley rebound. And Jordan gets to it.
One is he made a couple jumpers early, which got his confidence level. Right now, he's just 2 for 9 from the floor. Not real confident shooting.
Michael Jordan, very confident shooting the ball. 41 for Jordan.
Inside at his cutters as Pippen comes down right there with the hand. That's where Ainge away, having been poked in the eye.
3:01 remains. 9 assists, but has not been able to get into it. Dan Marley rebounded, but remains on the floor and stays with Scottie Pippen. That's been the matchup. Jordan guarded by Johnson, and a foul call. Ainge coming over. Michael Jordan will go to the line. The Suns over the limit. Jordan has struggled from the line. He's 7 of 12. From the
was get KJ in a scoring position, try to back him in where he can get in the area and then take it up over him, jump over him.
And double team him that time, but Chicago had cleared out the left side of the floor.
his mind started to go up. Crowd wanted to travel, and then it's thrown away. Oh, Jordan and Ainge trash talking. Ainge with his hands on Jordan. Jordan, get your hands off me.
Exactly. Now it's heating up. This is a series now. I come to expect that it was going to be. Like I said earlier, it was too much supposed to be.
Looked like Jordan and Barkley had some work.
There they felt he traveled. Ainge feels the pressure, thinks his teammate's going to float to the sideline in front of the Bulls bench, but nobody's there. Now Michael's talking to him, letting him know that the pressure's going to get worse. Ainge will take...
Jordan. Stacey King called for the foul. The Bulls also
Angry because of all the pushing and shoving that's going on. And like I said, you have to have it if you're going to try to win a championship. And we're seeing it finally.
Barkley once again gutting it out with that sore right elbow, as we reported earlier. The Phoenix medical staff making the point. 1:20 left in the third. Walker for King. Oh, nice. Goes flying. Foul on his third. Charles will...
You make a foul like this for what? You don't want to stop the clock. Free throws in a row and also stop the clock, which is in favor of the Phoenix.
3% from the foul line. During the regular season, they were 75% free throw.
King for Jordan.
The ball eventually goes off of Paxson's legs out of bounds. The extra
Shot clock down to 7. Frank Johnson giving the shot.
And the ball didn't rotate over.
Second game he's played in the series. Trent Tucker.
pausing for a second with it. His teammate crossed the lane line.
And Kevin Johnson roaring back. Final seconds of the quarter. Pippen. The Bulls now lead by 5, a 10-2 run.
To get them back within striking distance of leads that Chicago's worked so hard to build up.
Well, remember I was talking about Trey Johnson.
Frank Johnson, but Paul Westphal will take it. Jordan got the step and rejected. Scott Williams over to help. Mark West, who is not a good free throw shooter, will go to the line.
They like to clear out for Jordan after timeout, Chicago, and Michael gets caught behind Mark West. Too big, too strong for Michael.
Scott Williams picks up the foul, his fifth, the job at the line. They are 24 free throw shooting by the able to. They have allowed the Suns to get back into it
For feedback to be in the game playing and scoring like they're doing.
Jordan, nice pull-up by Michael Jordan. He has 40 at the guards. Grant, Cartwright, Pippen up front. They isolate Jordan. Jackson open for three. On to provide a lift for the Bulls. He's hit 2 pointers. He's done it right throughout the playoffs, although he has not gotten the minutes on a regular on Paxson. We asked him how difficult is it receiving the with Scott Williams picking up his 6th and Horace Grant. Here's Johnson. Yes! With only his 4th
Ball has Richard Dumas out there. Normally in the 4th quarter, Richard Dumas is sitting on the bench and Danny Ainge or Tom Chambers is in the game, but he's elected to Dumas, and that was a foul by Mark West. He had his arm wrapped around, let him go for the offensive rebound.
8:35 remaining of the game. Pippen got the step. Number 6 on West.
Getting a block here or there, he steps up, he feels it plenty of time, but those arms perhaps leaning forward, breaking.
Disqualified, 5 for Miller, 5 apiece. Williams and Grant sit down. Armstrong is back. Scottie Pippen had shot clock at 7. And 14 from the, no, it is a non-shooting foul. Bulls thought that Michael was in the act. Pippen for Williams.
Let's see.
Barkley feeling around for the presence of Williams. Chambers. Able to score with the putback. He has Johnson with the ball fake. Went all the way. Here comes Jordan. The Suns, 89.
What said about is he felt that when Kevin Johnson went to the basket, they were hitting him out on the hip, and that's the reason he didn't finish the play.
It's Barkley will go to the line.
You guys going strong. Let's go back first, though, to Michael. Sees the opportunity. Chambers does not step up high enough, but then again, with Michael floating, who can?
Now he's gonna feel Williams and he's gonna spin on him, but then he's gonna dunk it right over Scottie Pippen. He was a possessed man. He wanted that 2 points.
Scott Williams called for the 5 remaining of the game. Timeout is called. Bulls by 4. It has been a Michael Jordan explosion tonight. 19 for 32, 47 points. And he is headed in the direction of a 7th career in May in the Eastern Conference Final Series. Here in the 4th quarter. Remember Michael the other night hit only 6 of his last 20 from the field. Bill Wright with an opportune time for his footing. Cartwright over to help. Chambers open. Jordan knocked it away.
Their best offensive team out on the court right now.
And Johnson takes it to the basket. Beautiful penetration by Kevin Johnson. He just under 5 minutes remaining in the game. And a foul called on Marley. It's a non-shooting foul for Phoenix, their 4th. And it got away. And Phoenix will get it back. Attempting to tie it at 2 with Game 5 here in Chicago Friday night. 9 o'clock even time right here on NBC. Crossover move for Jordan. And with the finger roll plus the foul.
Dan Marley told us when he crosses over, Wright cannot stay with him. I know it's coming, and there it is, right to left. He gets the step, and then the elevation, and then the finish.
Well, what happens is Michael Jordan knows his foot speed is better than Marley's, and he's just using all the quickness that he has.
Jordan with the ball. Pippen is rejected by Barkley. Jordan, who was able to elevate, extend in the air someone to pass the ball to.
And then somebody happened to be Scottie Pippen, and the guy that just happened to block the shot happened to be Charles Barkley, who, going back, had a few words for one another when there was some bumping and shoving going on, and Charles reminded him once again that that was me.
So 3:35 remaining in this fourth quarter. The Bulls 100, the Suns 94. Charles and Scottie get together. Armstrong.
They're not going to either one of them.
Charles has played 43 of the 4 minutes up to this point, and in the fourth quarter, we worried when fatigue set in. Kevin to hit the baseline jumper. We wondered if fatigue.
In the backcourt, Pippen up front with Cartwright and Pitt. Bulls with their starting lineup intact. Jordan. Johnson, yes, has turned it up.
So they're calling it a jump ball. He goes up, he comes down, the piece of the ball, then he touches
Here, the possession of it.
And it's controlled by Jordan using the official Hugh Evans as a screen, and then he pushed. Oh, Ainge and Jordan going at each other. Ainge and Jordan had a incident, and they continue to talk. Michael had in the face of Ainge. He did not.
Say that again. Now, you're going to watch it right here. After the foul, Michael throws his elbow, then they got tangled up here. Danny gets mad, grabs the ball. Michael, but I still say a chance to win this game. They must go to Barkley or Tom Chambers. KJ is trying.
A 5-point lead, 2:20 remaining in the game. Now Barkley backing Grant, who's playing with 5. Nice move by Barkley off the spin. Chicago playing the clock. Jordan with the step. Jordan going glass. Rebound Grant. It's a big bucket for Horace Grant, giving Chicago a 4-point lead. Jordan flashing in the paint. Johnson eluding Armstrong, finding Barkley, and the Suns move with it. Phil Jackson takes a timeout. Chicago, another stirring finish. Chicago with a 2-point lead, 1:01 remaining. That's the timeout rundown. The Bulls have had major problems at the foul line, while Phoenix has done the job at the line. 81%, 25 for 31. Look at Chicago, 17 for 30. Comes Johnson, he has Marley. Marley is stripped. Marley was stripped on the 2-on-1.
Again, in game 3, Charles Barkley came up with the big steal. Here's a big steal again in this game 4. Charles Barkley read the play. He did Pippen in and throwing it over there. He read it all the way, got it to KJ. Instead of getting a basket, a beautiful play right there by Scottie Pippen to knock it.
A moment ago, this time it's Pippen with the strip to break up the 2-on-1, but ball. Pippen reaching a run by Pippen.
Okay, you got 2 mismatches here for Phoenix. Barkley either go to the post him.
The steal by Armstrong. A 7-second disparity between the shot clock and the game clock. Jordan, yes, and it counts. It counts.
You know, it would have been better for Charles to foul than halfway fouling.
Foul called on Barkley. 4 for Chicago. Michael Jordan, 12 of 17 from the line. Gunning for point number 55. 13 and 3/10 seconds remaining in regulation, and the Suns are down to 1 timeout left.
Just Phoenix had come out of the timeout, set up a play to score. The inbounds pass is fumbled, picked off by B.J. Armstrong to use the clock.
And remember I was talking about whether Charles would hard foul Michael Jordan. It was time for that hard foul right there. Instead of hard fouling him, he lets Jordan get it up, and he compounded by fouling him, and it's a chance for the three-point play.
The Bulls by 5. We'll be back in a moment.
Jordan puts the ball on the floor, goes to the basket to try and initiate contact. Instead of taking his arms down, Charles Barkley tries to move under him for the offensive foul. No good. Too much concentration. Jordan on the drive to the basket gives Chicago the lead.
Jordan with 55 points has tied Rick Barry for the second. Jim Baylor with 61. Rick Barry had 55 back in 67 against Philadelphia. Jordan with 55.
Charles made a major mistake there.
Bucket. Marley passed on the 3. Bad from the Phoenix point of view with 9 and 5. And Marley a 78% foul.
Watch out, because Dan might go for the make and then try to miss the first one. Oh, see the difference between Barkley foul and Michael foul. He didn't give Marley a chance to get the ball up to the hoop, and Charles Barkley gave Michael Jordan a chance to shoot the ball.
So Armstrong, and 86% will go to the line. Here's Marley. Yes, looked like he was trying to bang it off the back of the rim. So he tries to hit the first and misses. He tries to miss the second and hits.
Right. It just worked out opposite for him.
7 2/10 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. Here in game 4. Miller fires. So the Chicago Bulls have taken a 3-1 lead on the Phoenix Suns. Despite shooting 53% from the foul line, check that, 60% from the foul line. They shoot 53% from the field. Jordan, who had 55 points, 11-105. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Marv. Michael, the
Playing better basketball.
Well, I think we
learned from that game the other night.
We still had some lapses in the
dogfight. We had our
game.
chances to win, but we knew we didn't play extremely well. We struggled down the stretch, but we did what we had to do to win ball game.
When I talked to you this afternoon, I have never seen you more.
Disappointed with the way I played last game. You know, I had a lot of chances to win the ball game, and I didn't really converge on it. So I wanted to, do my part this game and hopefully give ourselves a chance to win the game. Well, we didn't get many fouls last game, and I said, I'm going to get some fouls. If I don't get fouls, I'm going to get some easy layups. So I had to go to the hole.
We'll see you on Friday.
All right.
All right, thanks, Michael. Back to you, Marv.
All right, Ahmad, so 1 of 37, 55 points in all. Charles Barkley, despite the sore elbow, 32 points and 12 rebounds.